Hey guys, Ginger here with a in-time layout update. Gonna try this again. I did it once before, but I'm just gonna be showing you, excuse me, things that I'm doing as I do it. So when I make progress, you see it right away. So anyway, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I've started to do this. So basically, what I plan on doing is moving the entire yard ladder over a track. So this first yard track has been basically my inbound and outbound for trains, and that hasn't worked out because I have too much rolling stock that don't fit in these tracks, and I can't use this back yard track unfortunately because I have these places that need this back track as a runaround often, so I can't use that as a yard track like I originally intended because these were not in the plans when I planned this layout. So anyway, what I plan on doing is basically moving this entire ladder over one track. So this track will now be this one, and vice versa. And then this runaround, or I'm sorry, this track right here will just go straight. There won't be any switches right here. It'll just be the runaround. And then what you see here will just be moved over one track. So this will be the runaround, and then these switches will be right here. So I'm hoping this will give me some more yard space. I'm going to lose my inbound and outbound, but then that'll be my runaround now. So whenever an inbound comes in, the switcher will just have to be ready to receive that, so they're not fouling, the engine service and that industry over there if the local's out. And then my staging, yes, that is new. It's going to go through that wall. I mentioned this a few months ago, and I'm going to show you where it goes here. What I plan on doing is just having real 6-inch bench work and just having 3 tracks that just wrap around this wall and end right here. So that'll be simple bench work. I'm actually going to go get the wood here in a little bit. So I may start on that this weekend. I don't know, you'll see later on in the video if I start that or not. But that's the original plan. Or that's the plan now, I guess. So excited for that. That'll keep some trains off the layout. Essentially, like if this rat train isn't on the layout or on the main or anything, it's right here, and that's a little annoying, especially since this is a intermodal slash autoloading facility, and I have to have both in here if they're not on the layout running, so that kind of sucks. So by storing trains and staging, I'll be able to keep keep some trains off the immediate layout, and then that'll really help once I get the second level as well, give some more prototypical. So when trains start, they'll just go through the yard on the runaround and just leave, so they'll be a pretty quick process unless there's an inbound or outbound coming in, and then that'll just be worked out by word of mouth or block signals whenever I get those, or if I ever do that. I'm still kind of on the board. I'm talking to Jacob back and forth about might not, but we'll see what happens. So anyway, I did get the Norfolk Southern honoring first responders unit, I should say. It's in there. So love that engine, it's beautiful. I'll show that later on in the video if I remember. And then some stuff I've gotten done real quick. I was able to build this up. It looks like crap, but it's going to be ballasted over, so that don't matter. But anyway, now I got a build up so forklifts and other machinery can just drive right in, so that'll be nice. And then over here I have gotten this built up, but I gotta go over this. It's too pitted. Actually, it might be fine, but I just gotta get a real thin layer of paint on there just to save some ballast, and then that'll be good there. So, and then this will help forklifts just get a better stance on these on more higher ground because this roadbed's pretty sharp, as you can see. So hopefully, you know, I did have a forklift around here somewhere. Here it is. This is a little bit too big, just a tiny bit too big. But I mean, this is a better, you know, just a better overall stance for the forklifts in general. So yeah, as you can see, it's just a little bit too big, and I may move this building back just a little bit. So we'll see what happens. But most of this is just implied, you know. I'm not worried about if this forklift can really make this clearance. As long as it looks like it'll work, I'm not really worried about it, because this is all, you know, stuck in time once I do this. So anyway, that'll be how this works out. Hopefully I can get this ballasted this weekend, and because I have moved up far enough that I can do that now. So also, I just skipped way over this. This is all ballasted. That's new. A little bit of grass grown in a few locations, and I was able to get this kit completely finished. I'm not going to put the fire escape on yet. Still figuring that out. And then the solution here, just to get your hands out from in between cars, was just to use some locomotive grab rails and just right underneath the layout. So that worked out really well. And then other than that, I think that's what I've done so far. So now we're going to move right into getting the track torn up and roadbed placed. Wish me luck. Alright, so I got the track up from here, and this is basically how it's going to look. You know, this back track will just now be the runaround, and then this entire ladder is going to be moved over a track, and then, you know, these all connect, and I'll cut that and splice it in there, and I'll curve that around, add some track, and then that's pretty much it as to what I'll be doing, and then I'll repeat for the other end down there. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get some track up and start laying some roadbed. Alright, so I skipped ahead a bit. Sorry guys, my phone died last night, so I couldn't record the roadbed down and then this. But this end of the yard is now finished. As you can see, it's quite a bit of difference from what it was just a minute ago for you guys. So I'm hoping what this will do is it'll give me an extra track and then give us a little more leeway for switching and then trains coming into the yard. So before, you know, if you were switching, you were fouling one entire end of the yard. So at least now, if you're switching, you know, there's a tiny pocket for a locomotive here, and then, you know, obviously you're switching, you have a few car leeway. So, but anyway, I'm hoping this will give us extra room, time, and space that we desperately needed. So I've only done this end of the yard, and as you can see, I've got all these done up just like I did over here, like I just showed you guys, I believe. And then when I ballast, they'll be hidden, and eventually I want to paint these just like a rusty brown because they're a little shiny right now, which doesn't bother me, but I think I'll paint them a dark red, just like the track color eventually. So, but anyway, I didn't want to paint them first because with the amount of times I got to squeeze them with pliers and all that, it wasn't gonna work. So, or it wouldn't have been worth painting. So, anyway, I'll go ahead and do a run over with the train here. This is my NS911. Slip some switches. Let's get this end over. Go ahead and take it to the run around real quick. Sorry I haven't been able to record any train videos recently. I just, usually when I'm down here, I have an agenda, and I don't want to do, you know, much else. And then when I run trains, it's usually for leisure, and I don't usually have my tripod with me. I don't carry that with me anymore. because I no longer record train videos anymore. So, and there's reasons behind that. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that. But I just don't carry my tripod with me anymore like I used to. So I no longer have a way to record unless it's handheld, and that's usually shaky and annoying, personally. So, but anyway, this end of the yard's done. I want to start this end eventually, but I think just for fun, I'm going to leave it just like it is, because this end of the yard is so much different than this end. I mean, it was already different anyway, because this track's almost 3 feet longer than it is over there. But I think I'll leave it like it is for now, and just play around with it for a few weeks, and then I'll do the other end as well. But I made a quick hobby stop haul right after I recorded the last video you guys saw before this one, and I picked up this bag of turf. It was on sale, actually, not for that price, so I picked that up. It was a cool find. And then I also got this Athearn ready to roll 30,000 gallon ethanol car. I've been looking at this for about 9 months at that hobby shop, and it's always in there. It's in a bin that's kind of hidden. People usually can't see it. And that was the only one left. The other ones are usually on the shelf, you know, where the normal train cars are, and those are always going super quick. But that one's kind of hidden in this like revolving cabinet, and it's been there several months. And I told him that. He's like, "I'll give you a discount then." I was like, "Oh, cool." So that was pretty neat. I got that on a little bit of a discount as well, so that was cool. Now I have 3 of those. I want to eventually get 17 more of those and make a train. So there's a place I know that sells them in 3-packs, super cheap, about once a year, and it's actually coming up here, so I may splurge and just buy a bunch of the packs and get me up to at least halfway there. But for now, until I get to staging, I don't have any room for that, and I also have nowhere to switch. I can fit 2 cars in this layout. So, but once I get in the interchange, I can move that train around the various layouts in the system. And then who knows, even when I make my staging back here, I can model the Lima refinery, because they get almost 1,000 cars in there. Not per day, but there's at all times there's at least 1,000 to 3,000 cars in that facility, spread out through Potash and Ineos and Husky, and there's 3 more in there. So anyway, I don't know if you guys know, but Lima was one of the biggest, or was the biggest oil field in the world at one point. So, but anyway, not anymore. There's far bigger places that surpass that. But I may also model the tank plant back here, because I don't know if you guys know that either, but Lima, the JMSC, is the only place in the world that makes M1A1 Abrams tanks. Or not the A1s, but the A2s and 3s, or eventually 3s, that's all rumors, but whatever. I'm gonna shut up now because I'm rambling about stuff I don't know much about. So anyway, I'm just gonna end it here. I got a few more things, but it's not really relevant to what I'm doing now in this video last night. But other than that, I think that's it for now. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up. As you can see, this layout becomes a wreck very quickly, and then my entire yard is spread out around the layout just to get out of this area. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will see you guys in the next video, hopefully shortly.